To our esteemed pastor, Bishop Walter Scott Thomas Sr., I'd like to take this opportunity to express my sincere appreciation and thanks for how you poured into my life. To Reverend Darius, thank you for posturing a non-negotiable high expectation to preach the Word of God. From your teachings, I carry with me a commanding passion to preach this gospel, coupled with your unique brilliance into the insight of the Word of God. To the officers, clergy, and certainly my new psalmist family members and friends, I honor your presence this evening. As I am thankful this evening, I thank God for the spirit of my mom who went home to be with the Lord in 2012. And finally, to my son and my dad, thank you, and I love you. Thank you for your countless words of encouragement during this arduous time of study and preparation. If you have your Bible, please stand with me to reverence the Word of God. Our scripture text is recorded in the book of Acts. Acts chapter 27, beginning at verse 21 and concluding with verse 26. Acts chapter 27, beginning at verse 21 and concluding with verse 26. I will be reading from the New American Standard Bible. The word of the Lord reads as follows. When they had gone a long time without food, then Paul stood up in their midst and said, Men, you ought to not follow my advice and set sail from Crete and incur this damage and loss. Yet now I urge you to keep up your courage, for there will be no loss of life among you, but only of the ship. For this very night an angel of the God to whom I belong and whom I serve stood before me, saying, Do not be afraid, Paul. You must stand before Caesar, and behold, God has granted all those who are sailing with you. Therefore, keep up your courage, men, for I believe God that it will turn out exactly as I have been told. But we must run aground on a certain island. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. Let us pray. Lord, thank you for the gift of your word. May I speak the words that you want spoken, and may we hear the words that you want heard. The work has been given and the foundation has been laid. Lord, preach to me in order to preach through me. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
I was preaching from the sermonic theme, I was born for this. I was born for this. Church, the true meaning of living your life is to know your purpose in your life. Many of us have lived long enough and can attest to the fact that life is not always a smooth journey. Sometimes the waters of life can become rocky and turbulent, dangerous and unpredictable. But a strong, unwavering, unyielding belief and a steadfast trust in God can calm our fears, take away our doubts, and guide us to the shores that are safe. You and I have had to live with and live through the ups and downs of life in order to understand our purpose and our reason for our birth. As our text opens, we find the Lucan writer reporting on the misfortune of the Apostle Paul, as Paul and other crew members were on a ship sailing to Rome on the Adriatic Sea. Paul was scheduled to stand trial before Caesar for preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. And while on the way to Rome, a terrible storm arose and interrupted the crew's smooth sail. The writer shares with us the hopelessness of those aboard this ship due to the severity of the storm. Paul was not sailing as a free passenger, but as a prisoner. And even as a prisoner, Paul had an encouraging word for all those who were on the ship. But the members of the crew were not interested in hearing from him simply because prisoners were not valued as having credibility. For many days now, the members of the crew had not eaten. In fact, they had lost their appetites and were about to lose their minds because they were focused on the fear of being shipwrecked. And my brothers and sisters, if we're not careful, life's casualties and interruptions can cause us to become fearful rather than hopeful. And when we are hopeless, we risk doubting God's ability to see us through our difficulties. I wonder if there's anybody out there this evening who knows about fearful and being hopeless, where your reality is contradictory to a well thought out plan, and your plans become unraveled by the elements of fear and doubt. And when any sense of hope is held captive at the borders of your own mind. Into this bleak picture of what seems to be hopelessness, the text records that the Apostle Paul, the prisoner who first had no credibility among the crew, stood up and declared a message of hope that brought a ray of light to its crew and its passengers. Paul knew what they did not know. Paul was confident that God's presence was with them. And Paul is teaching us through this text, God's presence is with us. Here it is. Things are not as bad as they could be. Amen. Like Paul, we must speak out in the midst of our troubling situations and declare hope when hope seems to be lost. This is one of the mandates of our Christian witness, to declare hope when there's despair, to declare hope in the midst of darkness, to declare hope in the midst of misfortunes. When God's hand is in your circumstances and when God's hand is in your situation, you have the assurance of being able to stand in the midst of all that is happening around you, in and around your life, and believe that these things shall pass. When God's with you, trouble don't last always. Once Paul experienced God's voice of encouragement, he then passed it on to those around him, and his words changed the perspective of their situation. Before we can pass God's encouragement along to others, we must personally experience it for ourselves. You cannot impart what you do not possess. If I can help someone here this evening, I want to remind you, when you are going through your personal storms, do not allow the storms to cast dark skies upon your memory of an almighty God who can bring you through your every storm. Well, my friends, I conclude that Paul was able to demonstrate such courage because he was secure in 3 areas of tremendous truths that served as anchors to his soul. For this very night, an angel of the God to whom I belong and to whom I serve stood before me. In Paul's time of great trial and danger, the Lord stood before him. As Christians, we are sustained in our dark hours by the Lord standing before us and with us. Somebody here should thank God this evening that he stands with you in your storm. He stands before us so that we can maintain our focus on him and not on the things that are breaking out all around us. And in his standing before us, he blocks from us the totality of all that is happening all around us. The truth of the matter is that we really don't know the half of it. Only God knows. Somebody just missed that opportunity. Unanticipated situations, circumstances of doom that lack promise, battles abroad and in our community, the madness that's taking place in our country can all disappoint us, cascading, shock, shaking us at the crux of our character. This can surely obscure our view and the presence of God. To all of this, we must respond with an inner confidence of belief. We must believe the fact that nothing is impossible without God. The fact that God is all-knowing and that nothing takes God by surprise. And nothing happens in our lives without God's knowledge of it happening. If it concerns you, it concerns God. If it's important to you, it's important to God. But in the midst of this seafaring chapter, verse 24 implies that in the form of an angelic vision, a direct revelation from God announces our next truth. We must trust God's purpose in our storm. Do not be afraid, Paul. You must stand trial before Caesar. Tell your neighbor, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. No matter what happens internally or externally, it does not alter God's purpose for your life. What is this text teaching us? Here it is. Whatever it is you want God to move on, move around, or delete from your life, take it to God in prayer. Prayer sets the atmosphere for God's presence. Paul was in a storm in the will of God and had been praying using the phrase, "Thy will of God." Paul was able to fully and brilliantly do the will of God because he had a relationship with God, a relationship with an invisible God with an invincible power. Prayer is what causes God's power to be released in the earth realm for God's purpose to be accomplished and for God's glory. Verse 37 of Acts reports 276 lives were in danger because of the impact of the storm. Because God was pleased with Paul's commitment to spreading the good news message, God acknowledges prayer, and the 276 lives that were sailing with him were rescued. God, who controls the storm, also controls the lives in the storm. Can I suggest to you this evening that some folks are simply blessed because they are on board with you. They benefit from your relationship with God. No matter how intimidating storms may be, we must remain steadfast in its final, undeniable truth. Trust in God's promises. Paul picks up this pivotal principle that all the promises of God must be combined with our faith. Paul's faith was anchored in his relationship with God. He had been shipwrecked 3 times before, so Paul knew that faith placed in darkness is no faith at all. But faith placed in God changes darkness to light. Faith will not stop your storm, but it will sustain you in your storm. Storms cannot hide our God's presence from us because God is always with us. And there are no problems from which God does not have an answer. There are no dark days or no dark ways in which God is not a lamp of light. As I prepare to take my seat, I must let you know that this entire chapter 27 narrates and illustrates that no matter what comes our way, we were born for this.